Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have the Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando Tournament match of the winner bracket round 3 between BuzzThunder and Knightcrawler. Commentators will be Melee Wizard and Frico. Say hello.
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 Yeah, so we've got a match between BuzzThunder and Knightcrawler. So this looks like it'll be a good one.
Yeah, this is winner semifinal, and I believe the winner of this will face Trails.
Which should also be a really nice match, regardless of whoever comes out of this one.
Yeah, I believe that will be the winner's bracket final. Not the grand final, mind you, because someone could run it back through the loser's bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe BuzzThunder and Knightcrawler, the loser will move on to take on Paratroopa in the loser side, while the winner, as I mentioned, moves on to take on Trails in the winner's finals.
Yeah, the benefit of having of double elimination, where especially when you're this far in, so if you lose, you're not out. You can still get through it. But the one you have to face next it's still they had to work to get to where they're at too. And we see what we're starting with, and it's interesting for sure.
3 lives.
Did I just see a 0 in the gems?
Yes, you did.
Alright, so we
So
got
0 gems,
berry,
0 gems, 1 bar of health,
glove.
and we have the
This
fairy
is a
spell, the glove,
great
and the
experience,
flute. So
Hope that Thunder
we have some options here, and they're not all good.
Fuck.
With 1 bar of health, no, not at all. As we see Knightcrawler
That's good if I
getting
find
mauled
Thunder.
by fireballs, trying to just farm up that first 50 points.
Yeah, but getting a 500p bag as a random drop, that is a nice thing to see.
Oh, yeah. So, how many life levels will Knightcrawler take? Oh, surprisingly, not as many as I thought. We're going to see Attack 2 and Life 3. BuzzThunder, I believe, wandered across Palace 4 in his travels.
I didn't see that one. Yeah, the fact that we have 0 gems makes things interesting. It might just de-incentivize diving through dungeons. But
Well, here's the thing. If we explore the West, come up empty on something like a raft and or Great Palace, well, guess what just came into play, if only to dumpster dive for items. Reflect is all but unnecessary. BuzzThunder, just getting the hammer into view, but unable to get to.
So we got information at least. We don't know if the hammer's going to be needed, but at least we know it's there.
Yeah, so the hammer is one of the Western continent items. The raft will have to be on the Western continent.
Right.
Otherwise, we couldn't go to the east, so, randomizer logic.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and just being physically unable to get there. And, well, there's the raft right there.
And look at what Knightcrawler finds. The raft. So, Stonehenge having the raft. BuzzThunder picking up a 200-point P-bag. And it looks like Knightcrawler's going to escape out the other side instead of trying to deal with a red Dyra. BuzzThunder finding...
If it doesn't matter what life levels you're at, when you're at 1 bar of health, a red Dyra is never a nice thing. And
yeah, that's 100% evade and survive, but...
and BuzzThunder finding that 500 P-bag drop.
Yeah, so these 500-point P-bag drops being in the drop pool is definitely going to help. It looks like BuzzThunder cashing in for attack 2.
No, he's actually on attack. Buzz is actually on attack 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In a maze lies the cross, so good information, if nothing else.
Yeah, so that's going to be one item in Maze Island we won't have to worry about if it comes to that point.
Right. Well, and while the cross isn't required, it's definitely a nice thing to have, especially when, you can't really take a hit. And
Ooh.
there's a P-Bag in 6. Okay, so we know we don't have to die of that.
All right, so Palace 6 is out. Nothing of value going to be found there. So I almost want to say this is going to end up turning into like a game of Russian roulette as you kind of make a play and, you're either pulling the trigger and it's going to, go bang and send you into the loser's bracket, or end up, oh, here you go, your turn, and send you on into the winner's bracket, and unfortunately send your opponent into the loser's bracket.
So one thing that crossed my mind, we've only found one palace in the west side. That was Palace 4 so far. If we find GP in the west, how soon do you go for it as with what we have now?
The possibility of an up or down stab block, I don't think you can do the L7 drop without having down stab.
You can. It's just long and arduous.
Okay.
Because the blocks aren't flush with the floor. They are a step up. You can get through it. You just have to, break through every block in the way, which, considering that we might be having like bogos or bubbles or what have you, it's probably not the most pleasant thing to do.
All right, so the mini checklist of, all right, I absolutely need this is not very long. You can get away with not having Thunderbird in the way. So that removes Thunder from, I absolutely have to have this.
Yes.
We have Fairy. There aren't going to be any key blocks in the way on Great Palace, so there's that. Then it would really come to up and down stab as the only situational I must have this sort of things.
Probably down stab more than up stab, just because of the utility it has just in combat in general. And well, there's Thunder in Saria, so that's one thing off the list.
All right, so with Thunder being found, that removes the Thunderbird block if it happens to come up.
Assuming they can cast it.
Yeah, we were both thinking the same exact thing.
We've seen that often enough, and there is
very true.
That's 3 or 6. I don't know if BuzzThunder was the one that saw the hint or not. But...
No, it was Knightcrawler that saw the hint. But I think BuzzThunder is going, Iron Golems for 150, please, Alex.
And Knightcrawler successfully getting the hammer. We'll see if that ends up being important. Though, like, BuzzThunder knows it's there. So if it turns out he needs it, he can just go back and get it. It won't take that long, especially now that he's got some levels under his belt.
Well, I think it's going to be relevant. There was a hammer-blocked path to the north of the starting palace, and it looks like Knightcrawler is on the right track to pick up Thunder.
Yep. Not to mention, one thing is though that we haven't seen the actual raft spot yet, which, based off what you said, might very well be hammerlocked.
Yeah, there's so many options of what could be in a seed like this, because it's just like, okay, you can go right to the boss. Go to the end of the game. Okay, but how much do you want to, really just rush right to the end?
And not to mention that you're kind of playing against your opponent. You've got to keep in the back of your mind, when is my opponent going to dive GP whenever we actually find it?
Yeah, I think a lot of that is you're still going to see a lot of the standard exploration at the start of the seed because you want to pick up heart containers. I would think plural.
If they exist in this seed, we don't know yet. BuzzThunder
Very
finding the trophy cave, though. And oof, those apparently Thunder is castable at Magic 2. What?
Knightcrawler just cast Thunder to destroy an Iron Golem.
Yes, he did.
Or an Iron Knuckle. So I'm actually surprised Knightcrawler just isn't up A resetting and then trying to hit the Golem, killing it with Thunder, up and Aing. Because would
up Aing resets your experience, though.
The minor flaw in my plan has been revealed.
Not a bad idea, just forgot to factor in one thing. I'm curious as to how many hits it would take to kill an Iron Knuckle at attack 3, because at this point, you see.
Yeah, Knightcrawler's going, all right, I'm flipping tails a whole bunch here, so, and getting trolled with a key.
Well, that can still come in handy if we have to dungeon dive for something.
But I think that's given Knightcrawler the confidence to just kind of go for it.
Yeah, and if you get the Red Magic Jar, the next Iron Knuckle will go down in an instant.
And then you get the Red Magic Jar because the gambler's fallacy of, it's come up tails so many times. It's got to be heads this time. So it'll end up being super streaky and just giving, a whole bunch of golems or a whole bunch of jars right in a row.
And went with Magic 3. I don't know. I'm wondering if that was a mistake because he skipped Magic 3 the first time. So I thought maybe he was going for Life 4 and then just was a bit too hasty in selecting his level there.
It could be a couple things. Maybe deciding, okay, well, if I can get Thunder to be less expensive, it's about the only thing I can think of. 50-point P bag. BuzzThunder finding the grave. Must have been here already. BuzzThunder might be using that as his farm spot.
Or maybe just a opportunity. Just taking the opportunity, I guess. And mostly because, survival might be important at some point.
Very, very true. Knightcrawler picking up Life 4 in his cute little farm spot here. At the beginning of the palace. BuzzThunder.
There's another 500 P bag in that item cave.
So BuzzThunder a little ahead, just from more efficiently able to use what's available to him right now. That's just a P bag in the P bag cave. So.
Hey, it's basically a free level.
Yeah,
and
very true.
And for all the grinding Knightcrawler is doing, BuzzThunder is pretty much right in step. Actually, I think he's a little bit ahead on the experience.
He's ahead, yeah. He's got Magic 4. Knightcrawler's still working on Magic 4.
And a bit of an insult there. That one Iron Knuckle that Knightcrawler killed dropped the blue Magic Jar.
Yeah, BuzzThunder actually picking up another 500-point P bag as a drop.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty common in this particular seed, which is always nice.
Yeah, I think Knightcrawler's going to go, wait a second. I can obliterate
Ooh,
enemies.
well, there's the raft spot, and there's the other 3-6.
All right, so we've got 3, 4, and 6 on the Western continent. So we're going to have to go east. Great Palace is not on the Western continent.
And BuzzThunder seeing the opportunity to gain a level or two himself while he's here.
Yeah, he's got about 70 points left before.
Oh, there's Mido,
leveling up.
and we have the jump spell, so we can go get that down stab now.
Let's see. We need one of the spell items to get the spell out of here, won't we?
True. And go west to find the hammer. Thank you, game. We already knew that one.
Yeah, BuzzThunder. Yeah, he's going, yeah, I know that, because I made it to the end of that cave, but unfortunately was taken down by the last enemy.
Yeah, like I said, he knows it's there, and it looks like we found at least all the towns, because there was another town nearby, unless it's the back end of Saria.
Well, we saw the front end of Saria, so one of them would have to be the back end as well, so...
Well, we haven't found Rudo either, so it's kind of 50-50 that the other town next door to Mido here is either Rudo or not. Most fun they're not checking the spell hint. It's like probably thinking, I have Fairy, I have Thunder, what else do I need? And there's the key for Knightcrawler.
Yeah, Knightcrawler finding the key, which is kind of like, it looks like it's pretty low.
And that was the back end of Saria, but there's another town right next door, and that's going to be Ruto, which doesn't really have much for us because we don't have the trophy yet.
Oh, that's a nice little exchange. BuzzThunder going into a cave, and it's just like, yeah, here's a dead end.
No, this is a... Oh, yeah, and then finding another item cave here.
Well, we're starting to see the levels a little bit of variance. BuzzThunder's on 345. Knightcrawler has a 345, but not in the same manner. Actually, 445 now. He had attack 4, magic 4, life 5. So, from levels alone, Knightcrawler has crept back into the lead with having attack 4.
No, oh yeah, Knightcrawler. I thought you said BuzzThunder for a second. Yeah, and BuzzThunder finding the candle in that last cave. Always a nice thing, so you can actually, see where the enemies are.
Yeah, Knightcrawler now learning that in a maze lies the cross.
Yep.
And BuzzThunder taking the initiative here to head off to the east.
And finds 2 towns and a palace right away.
All right, so gonna go into Old Kasuto, pick up an old man who doesn't know why his car broke down.
Shield.
All right, definite quality of life.
And I had just noticed Knightcrawler seeing, refinding the other entrance to Death Mountain. Death Mountain is boots locked, just straight up. And BuzzThunder saying no to finding Darunia and saying no. Does not want to get the upstab.
This might be New Kasuto BuzzThunder's on.
And yes, it is. And there's the other town too. Holy cow! All 4 towns all clustered together.
If only we had a hammer for BuzzThunder.
And that is P5.
All right, so BuzzThunder pausing for a little bit of a selfie with the statue there. Gonna go into another town. Decide no.
And Nuburu, we already have this. We had the spell for that from the beginning.
And chat coming in with upstab lock in GP might be the issue. You are correct. There are what I've identified as 3 possible quality of life issues that need to be addressed. Thunder, up, and down stab. BuzzThunder has addressed 2 of the 3 by finding down stab and Thunder. Knightcrawler, I believe, has also found down stab and Thunder.
I don't think... No, he hasn't found Mido yet, so he doesn't have downstab yet.
Ooh, Knightcrawler was not in Mido yet. I thought he was. Okay.
No, it was near the raft spot. And
Okay.
Knightcrawler, I don't think, has seen that yet. Oh, there's another... Oh, only a 100. Oof.
Ouch. Yeah, BuzzThunder, kind of hoping he could have picked up a little more there. And it looks like we're going to find the water tile. BuzzThunder not entirely interested with that, though. At least not yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't have the boots yet, so...
Oh, details.
I believe Knightcrawler is on the way towards heading towards where the trio of towns are.
All right, so Knightcrawler's just having a field day here, picking up 500-point P-bags in the drop pool. Up to
nice
life 6 now.
Yeah, one nice thing about these flags is that it has standardized drops. The drops are random, but they're standardized, such that if one person's getting a whole bunch of 500-point P-bags, the other person is too.
All right, so Knightcrawler is into, I believe, the cave where the candle is. No, he took a game over and got out of there. But I believe that's where the candle was, and Knightcrawler's almost certainly going to head right back over there and get that item, for better or worse.
I mean, you might as well. And yep, that's the area where the towns are. But Knightcrawler's just gonna head straight to the east and see what we get. And there is Three-Eye Rock. So I think we already have the flute. So thankfully that's a non-issue.
So we've got Three-Eyed Rock, which we can open. Valley of Death, which is
Valley of Death.
Yeah. But we could fairy feed if we wanted to. Oh, Knightcrawler going, wait a second, I get a free spell here. Or he can just ferry over and get the upstab.
Yeah, we haven't found the child yet, so the spell ain't free. But
Okay, so no spell. BuzzThunder into Maze Island, and
I did not see what that palace was that he just found.
It would either be 1 or 2.
Okay,
it was not Great Palace.
I guess that was the whole
No,
issue.
definitely not Great Palace. I did not get a good enough glimpse at the little identifiers that show me what palace it is, but
according to Trails, it was P2. So since we already saw P5, yeah, that's P2. And we already know the other item in here is the cross, so BuzzThunder's just gonna nope on out.
So here's the question: is it Three-Eyed Rock or Valley of Death?
It is Valley of Death. Okay then. We have all the palace information.
Well, BuzzThunder does. Knightcrawler not so much just yet.
Well, BuzzThunder and we as viewers, I guess. Now it's just a matter of what does BuzzThunder do with this information? Does he go now, or does he try to
Looks
find
like
stuff?
he's going right for it.
Okay.
Just going, you know what? Hold my beer. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, whether it's likely or not, the fact that BuzzThunder made the conscious decision not to get upstab, there's a chance that could come back to bite him, but we'll have to wait and see. Well,
he's also unable to go into New Kasuto Whether that was a conscious decision or not, we'll soon see. But BuzzThunder has Fairy. I'm not sure why he isn't just trying to ferry his way through these encounters, fairy feet or otherwise.
Well, maybe just be.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I think maybe before he, I want to. It looks like Fairy might be slightly more than half of BuzzThunder's magic, so I don't think he can cast it twice. And then apparently he took a death at some point in the proceedings.
Well, he can if he has 80 magic right now on 5 bars, and Fairy looked like it cost 40. So it should be able to be cast twice, but
Okay.
math is what it is, and
Yeah.
But here we go, 24-10, BuzzThunder into the Great Palace. We'll see if it's the right call. Knightcrawler going back west, picking up Downstab. So BuzzThunder taking the more direct route. Knightcrawler still has a little bit of exploring to do.
Oof. Already finding a rather nasty room to start off with. Though when you're at 1 bar of health, every room in GP is kind of nasty.
I'm not going to disagree with that at all. We'll see what Knightcrawler ends up doing, but BuzzThunder taking advantage of Fairy and just going to fly through this very ugly first room.
Mm-hmm.
Knightcrawler on the water tile finding.
Oh, geez, getting one hit by a bubble of all things. Jeez.
What? Oh no.
Okay, yeah, that's not something you see very often, huh?
Is this a one-hit KO seed or something?
No,
Or
no,
just
it's
like-
not. No, it's not. We know that for
Yeah, it
for a
just
fact, but
seems like
still.
it with a bubble just coming up and being like, oh, slap. You dead.
Well, there's T-Bird.
Well, I think there was one elevator.
Nope, did not have enough magic for
Before.
Thunder there. Oof, ouch.
Yeah, so BuzzThunder are going to have to play a little game of catch the fireball. Yeah, having cast Fairy previously, this is unfortunately going to cost BuzzThunder a life. So
But
here
if he
we
can
go.
if he can at least get through T-Bird, we know he doesn't have to go to fight T-Bird again. So probably not that bad idea to sacrifice to. Actually, I wouldn't be that surprised if maybe he up 8 after if he wins here, just to get his lives back.
Yeah,
or
get the
something.
lives and just kind of refill everything. And, well, not really much of a health refill, but, ooh. Wow. Somebody needs to let Thunderbird know that littering is a crime here. Jeez, just all over the place with these fireballs.
Okay. Oh wow.
Oh, don't get trapped in the corner.
1 bar. Got it!
Wow. BuzzThunder showing why he is one of the runners remaining in the winner's bracket by taking down Thunderbird without getting touched.
Mm-hmm. And the palace goes on. We'll see if that fight was required. Eventually.
Well, looks like BuzzThunder got sent back to start.
Yeah.
I believe that was a bit of a game over, so we'll see if BuzzThunder takes an alternate path or just goes, all right, I'm going to see what happens by just running to the right. Oh, diagonal fireballs, too. Ew.
Oof, yeah, but just getting through here with 1 bar of health is just unpleasant.
All right, Knightcrawler learning the three-eyed rock is not what he's looking for. That's a negative, Knightcrawler. Maze Island is not what you're looking for. So I believe Knightcrawler now knows the Valley of Death is his final destination.
Yeah, so there was an elevator before Thunderbird's room.
Correct.
This one right here. Now it's a question of, do you explore that, or do you commit yourself to post Thunderbird? And he's taking the elevator.
Well, you're not going to find Dark Link by going to the left, but sometimes you have to go to the left to go right.
Yeah.
Knightcrawler finding the Valley of Death, and question in chat, does Knight have upstab? Yes, he does.
Yes, he does, yes. Well,
Ooh. BuzzThunder. Uh-oh.
Things just got interesting.
Rutrow.
Well, no. This was pre-Thunderbird.
Yeah, I know, but it's still a Rutrow for BuzzThunder, because if Thunderbird was a red herring...
Mm-hmm. Then we're upstab blocked, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So BuzzThunder's going to have to explore past Thunderbird and hope that is the right direction. Otherwise
he's gonna have to go back to Darunia and get that upstab.
Yeah. That's going to take some time, and that's time he may not have. Knightcrawler and counter-skipping his way into the Great Palace. And Knightcrawler could take that path and end up showing us what's behind the upstab block before BuzzThunder's able to retrieve it. So, in a perfect world, we'd get both of our runners going separate paths and hoping, respectively, their path is the right one.
Especially if Knightcrawler decides that fighting Thunderbird under these circumstances decides no, I'm going the other way.
Ooh, Knightcrawler actually going for jump instead of fairy. So it looks like he's going to give it a shot. Oh, this is just a massacre. BuzzThunder just...
One benefit is that...
Oh, my.
That particular room is so early that just upping only loses you, like, seconds. Especially, well, since you're going to be getting a game over sends you back that way anyway. And how did he not die from that last hit?
He must be on quite literally 1 HP. Oh, and he gets tagged.
I thought he was at 1 HP before the hit.
All right, so let's see if Knightcrawler... Ooh. Gonna use the fairy strat that BuzzThunder used to get through this opening room.
Looks like we got a waffle room incoming, which is honestly not that bad so far.
Knightcrawler evading the skull for so long, but unfortunately downstabbing when he needed to upstab to freeze it.
Oof.
Ooh, BuzzThunder showing off a nice little move there to break a block above him and avoid the two enemies in the room.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah. That second half not as appealing.
No.
But here we go. Knightcrawler up against Thunderbird, so we'll see if Knightcrawler's able to pull off the same feat that BuzzThunder did and take down Thunderbird without getting hit.
Yeah, just looking at Knightcrawler's health seems imposing, but it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, you get touched by a fireball, you're done.
Just like that.
Yeah. Oh, BuzzThunder noping out. So
He might be thinking the upstab block might be a little bit more appealing now.
that's very true.
Though I'm thinking if he's going back, I probably might have just up 8 and just from the overworld, because I think that might actually be faster to get back to Darunia that way.
That's entirely possible. It's tough to say. If you get through these couple encounter skips, I don't think all that difficult.
But he's not heading back towards.
Well, it looks like he's gonna risk a pass-through cave. No,
I think he's. No, I thought he was grinding for a second there, but maybe not.
Well, that might be a part of it as well. Oh, Knightcrawler getting tagged by a fireball.
Yeah, he is grinding. Looks like he's going to be doing a statue grind here. But that's P1, so we can't do that one.
Is BuzzThunder actually going to try to go into Palace 1? Now, if you don't have a gem to place, how does that work when you get to the end of the dungeon? Because you can't get a level up at that point,
I think he might just be going for the item.
And hoping it's a heart container.
Yes.
Or did BuzzThunder just realize a very fatal flaw in that I don't think he has any keys?
But he does have fairy. Oh, no, he had at least one.
Oh, he had. He had 3 keys, 0 gems.
We've been seeing them as as drops on occasion.
That's true, but that doesn't mean they're being picked up.
I think they had been.
Knightcrawler being a little stubborn here with Thunderbird. So I think Knightcrawler actually will gain an advantage once he decides, all right, I've had enough of Thunderbird. Let me try this elevator that I could take before Thunderbird.
And BuzzThunder finds the item room. Let's see what comes of it. Heart container, even a magic container wouldn't be that bad, but it's the boots.
Not sure why Buzz isn't up and A-ing right now. I guess I think it's
because he's close to a level, I think.
That could very well be true. He's about 160... just short of 149 right now. Oh, 130.
And the boss could easily give that much, at least.
Oh, he's noped out of the boss fight, so... I'm confused.
But Knightcrawler, he's going for the other route.
Oh boy. So Knightcrawler deciding to give up on the Thunderbird idea and is now going to explore the upstab blocked route that BuzzThunder was blocked by previously.
And BuzzThunder wanting to kill this blue iron knuckle to try and maybe get some experience, or nope, he's just passing through now.
Oh no. Knightcrawler having a bit of a time with this enemy right here. If he gets hit, he takes a death. Oh, he's going to have to use jump, but that's no big deal. 11, cost of 11 for jump is a small price to pay. Not going to affect Knightcrawler all that much.
All right, decision time for BuzzThunder. He gets life 6, and okay, he's continuing on.
Okay, getting a key and then noping out. So I think he's done with Palace 1, although...
Yeah.
A little bit of a a mistake, perhaps, in not getting...
Is that another one of those rooms for Knightcrawler?
Yeah, but it didn't have the chicken that we see in the chicken and waffles room. So it's a different room.
At this point, is that just rubbing salt in the wound at this point? And the water towel having just a 500 p bag.
Well, Knightcrawler's made it to the L7 drop, which could easily find him on the other side of the Thunderbird room.
Possibly.
I mean, at this point, just about anything could be anything. So...
it's another elevator.
Alright, so it's a different elevator room than we saw before Thunderbird.
Yeah.
So that's progress, I guess?
And looks like BuzzThunder might be going to get that upstab now.
Yeah, looks like
or maybe not. Not sure what he's looking for now.
A phone a friend lifeline, maybe? Oh, this is rough, to put it bluntly. The Knightcrawler's trying to scrape together whatever he can for experience. I think he wants either Attack 6 or Magic 6 just to see if he can't get anything. Surprised he's abandoned the P-Bag, though. Ooh, that was interesting. Knightcrawler getting hit, and instead of dying, actually making it to the screen transition.
Yep, so he's basically at no health right now, which doesn't really make that much of a difference, all things considered. And that's a dead end.
Alright, so we're going to see an Eon drop.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see if that moves him forward or sets him back.
Oh, to the top of the L7 room, so...
Okay.
That might be a loop.
Well, I don't think we had seen the top part of... We saw the bottom
saw
part
the
of
bottom.
the L7 room, but...
Well, in separate instances, we've seen the top and the bottom.
Well, I don't think we had...
Because Knightcrawler found the bottom, that was his first drop, when he went through the two elevators going past... He went through the elevator past the upstab, which led him to the bottom side of the L7.
Yeah. But we didn't see where the top of L7 went to.
Correct. So we haven't seen that. I also believe that in the L7 drop, he could have went left, but I believe that's not going to get him anywhere.
Well, that's also where... Well, that could lead to... It could lead to somewhere. We don't know, because that's where he died.
Oh, yay.
And BuzzThunder finding another item cave.
So now it's just a matter of how many times do you want to bang your head against a wall trying to get to the end.
You got walls in both directions, though. It's like, which wall do you bang your head against?
The one that hopefully crumbles first. And, oh no, Knightcrawler taking a hit from a chicken. So I'm somewhat surprised he's not... just using Thunder.
BuzzThunder finding the medicine.
Oh boy.
Definitely not what he was wanting to see, I think. But he might actually turn that in.
Yeah, Knightcrawler taking another hit. So a bit of a interesting Great Palace, and of course it's our objective room. Buzz found the medicine, the question in chat. So BuzzThunder may well be going to turn in the medicine to see what he gets.
He's not going in the direction of Mido, though. Mido is more towards the top.
Is this
I'm
gonna be
more
Death Mountain
wondering.
play?
Maybe. Either that or going to get the hammer.
Yeah, this is what got in BuzzThunder's way before. I believe the hammer at the end of this cave. BuzzThunder knew it was here.
Nope, that's
Nope,
the one with
that's
the
the
key.
key.
No, the
Oh.
hammer was in Magic Container Cave.
All right, so BuzzThunder looks like he's consulting his notes and going, all right, what's my next option here on the list? Picking up the any key, which kind of not the most effective thing. Oh no, Knightcrawler giving the chicken a path down, and unfortunately the chicken took it, just jumped right on top of him.
And I think BuzzThunder might be going for that hammer. Yep, he's going for the hammer.
Well, with Thunder in tow this time, he can just kind of power his way through. Looks like Thunder and Shield to avoid whatever it is that's in his way. So we've got the hammer. That's an up and A.
Thing is, if you're... I don't think we saw the spell, did we? I don't think so.
Not yet, no. So BuzzThunder might be thinking, okay, well, New Kasuto, I know where it is. Maybe I can get something out of it. It's a 1 in 3 shot of the old lady asking for 5 magic containers.
Possibly. But he's going for he's doing the Death Mountain play. That we know is boots locked because the other entrance to Death Mountain is just a straight dead end.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very interesting play by BuzzThunder. If Knightcrawler is able to progress in a meaningful way through this upstab block, BuzzThunder, unfortunately, going to end up making the wrong call. But in a seed like this, you just can never tell. So Knightcrawler actually going to explore off to the left.
And it's another paperclip room. Now it's just a matter of where this goes. And the Hammer Cave is not immediately available for BuzzThunder, so he's gonna have to do some digging if he really wants what's in here.
Ooh, Knightcrawler, well done to get out of that mess.
And one thing I'm noticing, these Bogos in GP, they're given 50 a pop. So if you really wanted to grind, that's not the worst thing to do if you're this far in. Because you could also get like potential P-bag drops, potential life drops, which might be actually more important if it comes to it.
Is this what leads to the fair? No, not the room I was thinking it could have been. But we're in new territory for Knightcrawler. I don't think we've seen.
We've seen the ferry.
laboratory.
This is the ferry room.
Okay, so this is the ferry room. All right. So we've seen this.
Yes.
So now the next move for Knightcrawler is to go left at the top of the L7 drop. He'll head to the Aeon drop, I believe, because this is a paperclip.
Yeah.
Which
And
leads to
BuzzThunder finding the Hammer Cave and noping out of it?
Is he trying to just find Spectacle Rock at this point?
Possibly, but there's an item here, so I'm just wondering why he left.
Oh no, Knightcrawler getting rejected right before the Eon drop. So I believe Thunderbird, according to BuzzThunder, was not the right path. So Knightcrawler.
Well, and as I say, it's down to two options. It's either the path beyond Thunderbird, or basically what's beyond the Eon drop. It has to be one of the two things.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of like, okay, what really sucky, hoop do I want to jump through next? Oh, 50 points away for BuzzThunder to pick up another level. It looks like he's heading for Magic 6.
And he's taking it. I'm still curious as to why BuzzThunder didn't decide to go into Hammer Cave when he found it. Might it be something we'll have to ask after the race is over.
The only thing I can think of is that he's looking for Spectacle Rock.
Yeah. I mean, granted, that's once you find Spectacle Rock, that's a quick item right then, but there's an item in Hammer Cave too. It's just a matter of, does he think he doesn't... Oh, well, there it is.
Yeah, I think he just saw it and went, wait a second, that's what I'm looking for, give me that.
And it's another magic container.
Jar. Alright, so a 2/3 chance, a new Kasuto yielding an item. Although,
yeah,
the only thing I can think of is if they got a hint that I did not see about the Hammer Cave or an item in Death Mountain.
If that's the case, I didn't see it either.
That's the only thing I can think of, but it looks like BuzzThunder is actually on his way back up there, so he may be just going, all right, now I know where the Hammer Cave is.
And he's just going for it now, yeah. So I find the harder thing to get to first, I guess. Since you can just come back here whenever.
There you go. Yeah, I think everybody was yelling at BuzzThunder there to use Thunder when he had the Gurias.
I think that was more referring to Knightcrawler in the first upstab block.
Well, both of them. Just.
Although I'm noticing that there's invisible MOAs in this particular room. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, Knightcrawler's being besieged by invisible MOAs. But, alright. First checkpoint, the L7 drop.
Mm-hmm. And he's going right.
Well, he knows that it's probably faster to end up into the fairy room by going right. I believe the next elevator, excuse me. Oh, what a slap in the face.
Oof. Hammer Cave has just an extra life.
Oh, if only I had the sound effects. I'll give it my best shot.
And Knightcrawler, game overs again.
Yeah, this is just both runners being absolutely stubborn about, what they want to do. BuzzThunder actually headed into a palace.
Uh-huh.
So item hunting for BuzzThunder seems to be
and we know it's 3, so at least we know that there could be something here.
Yeah, 6 we know is a pea bag.
Mm-hmm.
So BuzzThunder, I guess, rolling the dice at this point and just going, all right, I want to find a heart container. I want to find the thing that's useful. Maybe, yeah, kinda, hopefully.
Yeah, even just one heart container could make a huge difference in given how this seed has been treating both of our runners so far.
Well, when it effectively doubles your life total, possibly even allowing you to take a couple hits in Great Palace, yeah. It's a heck of a risk, though, but Knightcrawler's just having a heck of a time with this chicken at the top of the upstab.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And,
He's gonna...
oh, well, there's... Pallister had another magic container.
Oh, he was able to cast Thunder and jump, so...
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
don't
that's
get
because
hit.
he died previously, so he only had half of his magic before.
BuzzThunder in for downstab. No, he
No,
has downstab.
He has
Turning in the
downstab.
medicine, yeah.
He's turning in the medicine, yeah.
So I think the big slap in the face here for BuzzThunder would be like the life spell.
Yeah, probably.
I think
Maybe even reflect, because that probably won't be very useful right now.
yeah, reflect and life are just about whammies at this point. Depending on what fire it's linked to.
It's fire.
That could be the spell that it's linked to.
It's not jump. It's not shield.
It's not fairy.
It's not fairy.
So it could be a super cheap thunder.
Possibly.
It could be spell. Well, it looks like BuzzThunder's now very interested in heading east.
It's thunder!
Oh, hello!
Oh, my, wow. Okay, things are different now. Things are different now.
BuzzThunder having thunder is just like press, I believe it's select to use your spell.
Yes.
And just obliterate all things everywhere. So
yes. Oh.
Press select to obliterate everything on the screen for BuzzThunder, because fire costs 8 to use. 9.
But yeah, still. Given that, I'm sure BuzzThunder's loving the fact that he's got 7 magic containers right now too.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Knightcrawler.
Wow.
I think Knightcrawler's back is against the wall at this point, where I thought it was entirely the other way around. But I think BuzzThunder's going to end up in the same gauntlet that Knightcrawler is finding himself in. So we'll see what ends up being on the other side of the left exit on the L7 drop room.
The thing that's probably hurting Knightcrawler is that because he's ferrying across this first room, he doesn't have enough to thunder the bird in the red knight bird knight in the first upstab block.
Yeah,
so he has to either try to upstab it or sacrifice a life to thunder it.
Yeah, or just, hug the bird, which the trophy in the spell cave.
Yeah.
Or the item lady, excuse me.
Yeah, that was the item lady, and since BuzzThunder had 7 magic containers, that was a guarantee to be able to pick that up for whatever it's worth at this point.
Well, BuzzThunder's continuing on, so he might be looking at... would he be able to turn in the trophy here?
Well, we know where Rando is, so yes, he can, but he's going to get what the spell here is first. If it's spell, then we can... That's another potential shot at a heart container.
Yeah, so this game needs more categories.
And it's reflect.
Yeah, so unfortunately a whammy for BuzzThunder there. So no spell tower, but we did get the trophy, which might lead...
I'd be surprised with what BuzzThunder has now. I'd be amazed if he went back to Rando just to get the spell, the spell. I think he might just go now.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's resetting his encounter by going into the town, and it looks like it's time to go into the Valley of Death for BuzzThunder with Obliterate on a stick, casting fire repeatedly, which is, of course, linked to Thunder. So, well, BuzzThunder gonna use his magic to fairy feet through.
Nope, didn't get that one.
I'd almost say, you know what? I can cast Thunder like 3 or 4 times, even on 20 some odd magic, so use it. I mean, why deal with this nonsense when you can just... Yeah, there we go. BuzzThunder piling on the XP right now. Oh, and he catches the encounter right where he would get a forced encounter otherwise. So, kind of no, one place off. What a shame. Thought it was right where the encounter was.
Nope, not quite. Alright, so BuzzThunder is back into... He's back in. Now it's a matter of what path is he going to choose, because we still don't know what's at the end of the path after Thunderbird.
Well, BuzzThunder may well try to fix that, because he's got Thunder, and I don't think he's afraid to use it, although...
He's still using Fairy to get through here? I'm surprised.
I think it's just a matter of time at this point for BuzzThunder. Knightcrawler progressing through, but I think if Knightcrawler does not make it on this attempt, he's got a big problem on his hands. Because, Knightcrawler finding a false wall.
Unfortunately, nothing in it.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, never
magic
mind.
refill.
Never mind.
Worth. Well, it looks like BuzzThunder headed the same way as Knightcrawler is.
Well, he does have upstab now.
So they're, I believe, in the same room right now. Knightcrawler leaving the room, BuzzThunder entering. And BuzzThunder's just like, yeah, my magic, I don't care. I press select, and for 9 mana, obliterate all things. No, not all, but close enough. But
Right.
we're literally high-fived at this point between the two runners.
And our runners are pretty much right in step right now. BuzzThunder actually pulling a bit of ahead after this room.
Yeah, so the 9-cost Thunder, definite help for BuzzThunder.
Oh, yes.
As he's through to the L7 drop. Knightcrawler just a little bit behind at this point.
Yeah, although this is completely new to BuzzThunder. He has not seen this yet. So we'll see what he does.
Yeah, Knightcrawler knows the correct path to get back to the top of this L7 drop room. So BuzzThunder may explore past the Eon drop. He may explore a couple other areas along the way. But Knightcrawler making it through the first big hurdle in this upstab blocked area.
BuzzThunder's surviving one hit, but doesn't survive the second hit. But you got full magic now, so I don't see any reason not to just destroy this thing.
Yeah.
But it does require 2 Thunder uses to do it.
Well, for BuzzThunder, that's a whopping 18 magic. Oh no, Knightcrawler getting what at the room BuzzThunder just made his way through. At least Knightcrawler now knows that he can not waste a guy taking the false wall. Oh, no.
That's a dead end.
BuzzThunder finding himself a dead end, so he's going to have to pick a different way.
At least this particular room is pretty tame.
Well, he's got to let that thing out of there, or otherwise he'll death. Not what he wants to do. Knightcrawler hopefully remembering that there's a false wall on this next elevator room.
BuzzThunder getting lucky finding the one with a fairy in it.
So Knightcrawler gonna refill his magic.
And be able to thunder the Bird Knight without using up a life.
So BuzzThunder into the fairy room, and this will lead to the paperclip. All right, so BuzzThunder is now going to be heading into the Eon Drop room.
Well, still takes a death there. He's on his last life right now.
Yeah, even with, Thunder being able to be cast early and often, BuzzThunder actually just electing for shield just to mitigate the amount of damage that he takes. We'll see what BuzzThunder does here if he just drops or tries to make it across. One,
Good
two,
Lord,
three uses of thunder for...
3? That looked more like 5.
Alright, well, BuzzThunder, at least you know that's a dead end now. So BuzzThunder making it to where Knightcrawler was, so we will see what's to the left of the L7 room.
Yep, this is new information for all of us. What do we have? Okay. We hadn't seen this yet.
Alright, so it looks like what is affectionately referred to as the Jackamus room. BuzzThunder taking the elevator down.
And we got another drop room. Okay. Well, that's one way. Knightcrawler taking another game over. And BuzzThunder made it!
Wow!
Holy cow! The digging stuff out paid off
so
huge
close.
for BuzzThunder, and he's gonna take this.
Not so fast.
Well, he's got shield. He could take.
He could probably take 2 hits, I think.
At least
But,
one minimum for sure. But yeah, that's.
Well, yeah, all right. Now we get the GGs in. BuzzThunder finishing 1 hour, 6 minutes, 59 seconds. That was a seed. And
Yes,
knowing
yes,
what we
it was.
know now, if Knightcrawler were able to survive the top of the L7 room, he was 2 screens away from Dark Link.
I think it was more than 2, but yeah, it was pretty much right there. Yeah.
And I think Knightcrawler's just going to say, all right, I've spent about 40 minutes in Great Palace. I've had enough of this.
And he's already here in the room.
Yeah, we have Knightcrawler in the booth. GG, good effort. That was a rough one.
Yeah. So was he past Thunderbird, or did I just not?
No,
Yeah.
you were on the right track.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, thing is, what ended up winning BuzzThunder the race? He actually got to GP before you, but he opted not to get upstab beforehand.
I figured.
So the thing is, we don't even know what was at the end after what fully was after T-Bird, because that was a nasty piece of work too. And so BuzzThunder ended up actually noping out of GP and started digging around in places. It turns out fire's linked to Thunder.
Really?
And it costs 9.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was just pure luck on that front. But BuzzThunder also ended up finding a couple magic containers. Was still at 1 heart, though. We never found any heart containers this whole thing.
Yeah, so I figured he would get there before me because he plays aggressively, like Dig Shake and the rest. So I knew that by the time I got to GP and did a little bit in it, especially after my grind in 3 or 6 or whatever at the beginning of that, I knew that he would have finished it not long before I got there. So the only thing that would have stopped him would be the upstab block. So that's why I kept going for that. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Hey,
And
Buzz.
we have BuzzThunder in the room here. GG.
Hello, thank you.
That was an interesting one, to put it bluntly.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Wow.
kind of made you. I don't know. It's I don't think I've ever played one that difficult. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. That was one of the harder ones I've ever played. Just because, I mean, there maybe was a heart container somewhere, hopefully, but we never got to that point. But Thunderfire was the key, obviously.
Yeah, that was. That was in Mido, right?
Yes.
And I believe the medicine was in that second item cave in the east, right?
That sounds right.
So you had to dig for it, but it was worth the effort for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd have been able to complete that palace coming back without that stuff.
I didn't go for it. I didn't dig anything else. I got upstab, downstab, thunder, shield, whatever, all the sort of free stuff.
Yeah.
And then I knew, with how aggressively you play, that you would probably get to GP before me and stuff like that. And so I wanted to be prepared for anything except for, just sheer difficulty when I got there, and then just go for it. And then when I saw that there was an upstab block, I figured you might not have gone in there with upstab, so I kept going for that direction since you hadn't finished yet. And I guess Darklink was in that direction, but yeah, there was just some really nasty rooms. The first upstab block room with the red Foca. The first time I went through, I upstabbed him from underneath perfectly, but all the other times I tried to do that, it didn't really work out, and I ended up having to use Thunder on him to consistently get through, and I didn't farm the red Jar there until my later attempts. So in the elevator room below. So yeah, no Thunderfire for me, and it would have been pretty nice with that, but it is what it is, and you played the better game, man.
Yeah, thanks. That's really just all you needed, because it just kind of flattened that difficulty curve. But yeah, when I dove in there early, oh man, I was really proud of my Thunderbird fight, because my levels were low. It was 1-hit KO, and then immediately after that, it's just the nastiest waffle room in the world, and I didn't have upstab, and it's all right, I'm gonna stop. Because however many game overs did I get just to be able to clear the first 8 rooms to realize I was upstab blocked and then just blocked by something horrible. Yeah, it's then I had to bail out, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna dig the entire universe for for a heart container. Never found one.
Oh wait, did you beat Thunderbird or not?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
didn't
it was just
search-
it was just a really nasty bird-filled waffle room afterwards.
Yeah,
it was
after
so
that,
much
it
better
was
the
like
other way.
impossible.
What was it that
for
actually
stats.
turned you around from the post Thunderbird route?
I mean, just the fact that I would have had to go back through that room, and it was just everything was killing you with one hit. Like, even if there was, I mean, there was a chance Darklink would be in the next room there after that nasty room, but like, it just wasn't worth it. I was just like, I won't be able to do it with the stats that were there. I mean, maybe, but probably not.
You know it's bad when even the bubbles are one-hitting you.
Yeah, I think it was pretty well. I don't know if you saw me trying to go through that room. So I was casting Fairy and Shield, and I was trying to purposely get hit by the Bogos spitting the fire because that was doing the least amount of damage. So if I took that, I might be able to get through the blue bird that was in that fun room. But yeah, even the bubbles in that fun room were one hitting you. So it was like 2 hits from the Bago you could take, or like 4 hits from the fireballs. But that was basically the only way to get through that room. And after that mess, you run into a room full of fire, even more birds in the waffle room. So it was just like, no way, I'm out of here.
Man, doing it the way that I did it, it was an exercise in magic conservation. If I used Fairy to get past the first room because you don't want to mess with a red Foca and some unicorn heads and
I think it was a blue one, but anyway.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was a blue one, and then a spicy chicken. So I just ferried past that. So that took half my magic because I had 80 magic points. Then, going up to the first upstab room, if I was able to upstab him perfectly, the red Foca that was in there, then that's great. I'm down to 29 magic points after that. But otherwise, I would die, and that's a life gun. And it just kind of continued like that, and it ended up where I had to go to the upstab room or the elevator before that, get the magic jar, start the upstab room, thunder the red Foca, cast jump, then that's pretty much all the magic for that life. Then get killed in the next room, and then cast jump in that next room. That was the best way that I figured out how to do it. But without getting that red jar in the elevator room, with the way the magic worked out, I was down to like 1 life after just getting through the L7 drop. So yeah,
it was a good one, quite a challenge.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, good stuff. And maybe I'll meet you again later.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I just it's a good seed because I haven't played one like this in a very long time. Most of this tournament I've been getting lucky with starting with 7 heart containers or something. So survivability hasn't been an issue at all in most of my other seeds that I remember. But this one, survivability was like the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just the complete opposite.
When I saw us starting with I don't remember what the spell that we started with was, but we started with
you start with Fairy.
Yeah, Fairy from
yeah.
Naburu.
When I saw that, and then an easy thunder and upstab and downstab were pretty on the path, and then there was also you started with glove and flute, and
yep.
Raft was right there on the grass tile. It was like, oh man, this is, except for the 1 heart container thing, this is perfect for an aggressive player, which I'm generally not. But then there was complications, so I was like, okay, yeah, here's my chance to catch up. But yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. Well, that's what I was thinking initially. Once we got all that stuff, I think Thunder was free in Saria, but that was the point where I've had to do that before in Seeds. So I was hoping that I could find Palace 3, 6, or 2 by a. Well, I guess even 4 has a jar drop there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to farm if you get a good encounter, and then you can keep going back to the palace, filling your magic and zapping things, and then grinding that way, up to decent levels,
somewhat
so that
decent.
you're not getting one-hitted. But even at life 6, you're still getting one-hitted in this seed. So.
Yeah, I ended up at life 6, and I was getting one-hitted by like red focus, and I don't think the bubbles quite did it. I think the bubbles took me down like 1 hit point. Yeah.
I know it happened to me at one point, but it was probably the first trip in there.
Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, the way I decided to grind, and it felt like eternity at the time, but I knew in my head that it was only like 4 minutes or something like that. I just got the thunder, and I found like 3 or 6, and the red iron knuckles were dropping 150 experience. So I was like, okay, we'll go in here, get 150 experience if it's an iron knuckle. If I have magic, then I'll cast thunder. If not, then I'll get some magic to fill up for the next time, etc. So that's how I grinded. It felt like forever, but I assume you had to grind a little bit as well. From what you said.
Yeah, I didn't do it a ton. I mean, I was going to do that at 3 or 6 early on, but I kind of abandoned it because the smaller enemies seem to be dropping a lot of bags. Because the drop rate was really high in this too, like every 4 or 5 enemies or whatever it was.
I was really wanting that red folk to drop a free life, because I know the large enemies dropped a life, but it never happened. I don't think it dropped anything.
I got 1 life at some point.
Yeah, mine was at the very beginning. It's like, oh, that's nice. Could I see you again sometime?
Right. Yeah, at least it wasn't only 1 life in that seed, because that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been harsh to the extreme right there.
If we had 1 life, I might have. If you had asked for a reroll, I would have accepted. If it was 1 life, 1 heart container.
Yeah, it depends on how long I'd want to do it for. It'd be like a 3-hour seed, maybe.
Yeah, I guess if you found Thunder Fire, that wouldn't be the worst.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole thing, because I had 7 magic containers and it only costed 9. So I don't know how many times you can cast it, but
a lot.
Well, yeah, at the Eon drop, the Crumble Bridge was fun because I ran into one of them spicy chickens, and I think I took 4 thunder casts to kill him.
I thought it was more. I thought it was like 4 or 5. Yeah, that was
and
kind
I
of
just kept spamming him.
Yeah, the spicy chickens seem really strong against that spell.
Oh yeah.
Either they have resistance. I don't think they do, but I don't think the game has anything like that. It always seems to take a lot of thundercast to kill those with that.
Yeah, I like to kill in that situation if you find a bubble and you're in a good spot. I had to conserve in this seed, but I like killing bubbles with like 10 thundercasts.
Yeah. You can technically kill Thunderbird with thunder, but it locks the game. So
no, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know how practical it is in an actual match, but if you set your magic spells to free in the randomizer, then if you cast thunder like 50 times, it'll die, and it won't drop a key.
Okay,
so it's soft locks. Oof, ouch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
but
that sounds good.
you can use thunder to block those the fireballs that it spits at you. So when you have thunder fire, that's a good spell.
It works as a good screen clear. Yeah, just don't do it when it's at 1 bar, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean that's what it was
beneficial
for that, just to be able to clear the screen out of any of the fireballs and projectiles, from the random enemies. That's really it was half the benefit of that.
I was wondering, because this is a relatively new trick and you haven't been playing in the weeklies too much, but you know about the whole Valley of Death, like stabbing 3 times, 4 times, and then exiting, and you'll get a forced encounter. You're probably better at Fairy Feet than me, and that's not necessary. But
I had to do it. I had to do it a couple times. Yeah. I learned that recently. I think Justin told me about that at some point.
Cool.
Yeah, 3 stabs and then they come right at you.
Yeah, it's weird, huh? There's probably more manips like that. It just will take time to figure out.
Yeah, just ask Lord of Ultima to figure it out, and he'll figure it out.
I guess that's about it, huh?
Yeah, thanks for the race.
Congratulations
you.
to the runners.
Thank you.
And thank you, Melee Wizard and Freako, for commentating. And don't forget our tracker, Darkrid12. And with that, you have to schedule your next matches now. Or the next matches have to be scheduled now. We are heading over to ZSR main channel with Majora's Mask Weekly happening today, and later today we have a lot of other Zelda randomizers going on, so stay tuned and tune in again. See you! Zack, zack.